I brought somebody with me. Hi, everyone. Again, my name is Maquiba Reese.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Imani Chambers.
And as I said before, because it takes 3 times for people to understand and connect to the name Maquiba, for those that need another practice, hey, it's good to see y'all. It really, hey, I like a talk back. That's okay, if you want to, no pressure. A little bit of pressure, talk back. Good evening, good evening, good evening. I serve as the president of the NAACP, which is incredible leaders in town, and we're so grateful to be able to come and present both of us. Amania introduced herself a little bit more. I'm delighted to welcome you to the 2024 Be More Awards. The Bloomington Volunteer Network, a program of the City of Bloomington's Community and Family Resource Department, works to connect caring volunteers with organizations and agencies that rely on volunteers' time, talent, and compassion to provide vital programs and services in our community. Tonight, the Volunteer Network is excited to help shine a spotlight on the efforts of just a few of outstanding volunteers who selflessly serve our neighbors. Let's give them a round of applause. And as we know, there's over 54 different types of ongoing conflicts worldwide, spanning from regions such as Gaza, Israel, the Democratic Republic of Congo, Haiti, and South Sudan. In light of this, it is essential for us as members of shared ecosystem to extend comfort, support, and safety to our neighbors. Volunteerism is a complex and often underappreciated endeavor. As we gather tonight, it is important to take a moment to express our gratitude to those who have dedicated themselves to serving their neighbors. We wish to extend an appreciation to those who offer support to individuals facing significant challenges, such as limited healthcare access for transgender individuals, children orphaned due to substance use disorder, and people grappling with extreme poverty and houselessness. Additionally, a special thank you to the NAACP and many organizations that advocate and raise awareness about ongoing racial discrimination and other forms of oppression in our country. Anti-oppressive practices should be our norm. It is imperative for us as volunteers to work towards dismantling oppressive systems and striving for healing and reconciliation in our communities. We must commit to amplifying the voices of our neighbors, advocating for policy change, and joining the fight at the polls on local and national issues. Political literacy and civic engagement are important aspects of a healthy democracy. It's crucial to exercise our right to vote and make our voices heard. I'm gonna say that one more time. It is crucial for us to raise our voices and fight to be heard. I encourage everyone to participate in the upcoming early election on May 7th. Personally, I will be working on those polls at the Election Central, so if I see you, I'm gonna say, hey, okay? I will be working those polls following the example of my late mother, Janet Elaine Reese, and my father, Charlie Reese Sr., who were both dedicated to ensuring fair and free elections. Let's work together to bring about positive change and create a more just and equitable society. Before we begin with our presentations, I would like to recognize the Be More Award sponsors. Tonight's event would not have been possible without their generosity. Thank you, Community Foundation of Bloomington, Monroe County, Indiana University Credit Union, United Way of South Central Indiana, WTIU, and Community and Family Resource Department. Community Foundation of Bloomington and Monroe County generously provides the cash awards that each volunteer agencies receive in their honor and service. Please help me and thank our sponsors and contributions to our citizens. That was really good. Good job. I'm so proud of y'all. This is great. I would like to thank this evening presenters who represent our incredible sponsors, selection committee, and volunteers. Be More Award recipients, city commissions, and community advocates and volunteers. Our presenters this evening are Elizabeth and James Mitchell, community leaders and advocates, and my mama, including Beverly. They're sitting next to each other, but they know who they are to me. They know who they are to me. Isaiah Brock with the Commission on the Status of Black Males. Marlo LaBelle, Chair of the Commission on Hispanic and Latino Affairs. Darby Keller and Jennifer Quick Cook, Big Brothers, Big Sisters. Sylvia McNair, the 2023 Be More Impactful awardee. Volunteer of the Year and recipient. Randy Rogers from the United Way of South Central Indiana. And Marcus Whited from Community Foundation of Bloomington and Monroe County. Lastly, we want to thank the Buskirk Chumley theater staff and volunteers for hosting our event tonight, and our community access television for recording, streaming tonight's celebration. Thank you all to the volunteers and the organizations represented here this evening. Your efforts are invaluable, and we celebrate with you tonight.
Good evening, everyone. I am so thankful to be here today. Again, my name is Imani Chambers, and I serve as president of the NAACP at Indiana University, Bloomington. The NAACP mission is to achieve equity, political rights, and social inclusion by advancing policies and practices that expand human and civil rights, eliminate discrimination, and accelerate the well-being, education, and economic security of Black people and all persons of color. And in saying that, we hope to acknowledge Bloomington's diverse and often uncomfortable past as we begin our program with the city's land and labor acknowledgement. We recognize that the city of Bloomington sits on Native land. The city, as well as the city administration buildings, are on the traditional homelands of the Miami, Delaware, Potawatomi, and Shawnee people, and we acknowledge their past, present, and future caretakers of this land. We also acknowledge that much of the economic progress and development in Indiana, and specifically Bloomington, resulted from the unpaid labor and forced servitude of people of color, especially enslaved African labor. We acknowledge that this land remains home to and site of gathering and healing for many indigenous and other people of color to commit to the work of necessary to create and promote a more equitable and just Bloomington. We move forward knowing and acknowledging our rich, complicated, and sometimes painful past so that we can learn from it and create a true land of opportunity. Thank you.
So one of the things Imani didn't mention is that she is an incredible student at Indiana University, raising good trouble. So please give it up for Imani and her incredible advocacy, volunteerism, and supporting and uplifting. We could do a little bit better than that. This is our generation right here. So proud of you. And Isa too, she's up front too. I'm so proud of you as well. It is now my pleasure to introduce Bloomington's 33rd mayor, my friend, Carrie Thompson. Mayor Thompson has a long history of service working with the nonprofits, boards, commissions, and as a community advocate. Mayor Thompson reflects on the amazing volunteers' mindsets that are getting involved in our community. And it is important for us to continue to stay connected. Please help us welcome our Mayor Thompson to the stage.
Oh my gosh, this used to be one of my favorite nights of the year in Bloomington, and I think it's gonna become, again, one of my favorite nights in Bloomington, because tonight is the night we honor the people who make the connective tissue of our community. Those of you who are following your passions and your callings to give back, to make our Bloomington better. And I just can't tell you how thankful I am for all that you do. And as mayor of this wonderful community that we are all so lucky to call home, I have only one mission tonight, and that is to say thank you. Thank you to each and every one of you for the tireless hours that you're putting into caring for people in our community, for your service, for your passion, for your leadership, and for all that you do to connect us as community, one individual to another. And if you look around this room, the people and organizations that are here tonight, they are really what makes Bloomington magical, what makes it wonderful, and indeed what makes it a welcoming place to be. No person, no government, nor any community can do this alone. Yet when caring, passionate, dedicated people come together, big things do happen. Big impacts are made. As has been said many times before, it takes a village, and that has never been more true. It takes a community to work together to help neighbors, to lift voices, and to co-create solutions to the challenges that we face. And you're doing that every single day. The work you do is not only shaping our community, but it's shaping also the lives of the individuals and the families and organizations that you touch. And it inspires me to do better. It inspires us all to do better. I congratulate all of the award winners tonight, and I know everyone is going to be inspired when they hear your stories. And I congratulate everybody in this room for all of the work that you do to give to our communities, for the families who support you so you can spend your time offering volunteer hours, and for all of the work that goes above and beyond to build an even better Bloomington, the Bloomington that these children with us here are inheriting from us. Thank you for all you do. And it's Maquiba's turn again. Let's give it up for Maquiba.
Oh, I don't know if y'all saw me, but I did a whole loop, sat down and said, oh yeah, I'm still on. And here I am again. Thank you so much, Mayor Thompson, for your remarks. We appreciate you, and we appreciate you all for joining us here this evening as we get ready to present the awards. Now it is time to begin our award presentation to start us off tonight. Please help us welcome AKA Mama Liz Mitchell up to the stage, her and her husband, James Mitchell, to the stage as they present the Be More Creative Award. Give them a round of applause as we welcome them to this stage. This is a historian up here. Come on up. Yes. Just keep going. They almost here. Yeah. Hey.
My daughter. Good evening, Bloomington.
Ready? Okay. Consider yourself fortunate if you have met one remarkable person in your life.
We consider ourselves fortunate to have known this wonderful person for more than 20 years who has been chosen to receive the Be More Creative Award.
Sing for Joy Community Choir, Bloomington's only dementia-friendly choir, welcoming all singers, but primarily serving seniors ages 60 to 90 years old.
As a lifelong music educator, this remarkable person founded and currently uses her skills and talents to direct the Sing for Joy Choir. Aging creates health challenges, but the experience of singing in the choir has helped promote health, well-being, and self-confidence.
Opportunities to sing become sparse as we age. Hearing becomes less acute, voices become raspy, the range is shortened. People can become self-conscious, yet the desire to express oneself by singing remains.
Why is such a choir needed? There are a few other opportunities in Bloomington, such as this choir, that is open and accepts anyone. There are no auditions, no dues, and members are accepted at any time.
Please put your hands together and help us welcome to the stage Sandra Freund, recipient of this year's Be More Creative Award.
Yes! I didn't know you were going to be my introducer. Sound and strong, that's living, that's loving. Let's celebrate and sing for joy. Oh my. Oh, I am so humbled and honored to accept the City of Bloomington Volunteer Network's Be More Creative Award as the director of the wonderful Sing for Joy Community Choir. I accept this award on behalf of all the present and past members. There would be no Sing for Joy without our loyal, supportive singers showing up, ready to sing through the rain and in the rain, wind, snow, and heat, all coming together to join their hearts and minds in song. Thank you, choristers here and wherever. In these uncertain times, with profound challenges, it is imperative that each of us find the time and way to experience joy. Joy gives us psychological and physical strength to face life's struggles. In choral singing, we find joy. Quoting member Svetlana Frolenka, being part of the choir has been a journey of personal growth, cultural immersion, and profound joy. It makes me incredibly happy. Personally, I am blessed to be the director of Sing for Joy. It's been an amazing, awesome 6 years. Oh, after my retirement as a professional music educator. This new music journey began with the choir's founder, Sue Swaney, and I think Sue is in the back. Sue wanted a community choir designed for seniors, accessible and welcoming to all. She asked if I would consider being the choir director. And I said, yes. And without very much planning, we had our first rehearsal with 9 choristers at Beltrace. Following 2-month residencies at Beltrace, Gentry Park, Redbud, and Evergreen, in September 2019, we found a permanent home at the Enright East Active Living Center, thanks to the efforts of Chris Myers. Is Chris here tonight? Chris is the CEO of Area 10 Agency on Aging. We are so grateful to be under the umbrella of Area 10. Our choir has grown to 50 active choristers with 130 members on our server email list. We have collaborated with many groups in the community, and we have had incredible guest artists, one of them sitting right down there. Thank you, Sylvia. From set up to tear down, it takes a lot of people to rehearse and give concerts. And I had them all listed, but my talk was like over time, so I only had 5 minutes. So but I do have to say a thank you to my Sing for Joy's right and left hand, and that's Carolyn Lee. And Carolyn sent the Be More Award application on my behalf. And I have to thank the love of my life, my musical partner, Don Freund, who was the first piano accompanist for Sing for Joy. And he's the one who wrote, "So much love in our hearts, we just have to sing for joy." We have great plans for the fall, and you are invited to Sing for Joy. Come experience how singing enriches the mind, the body, and the spirit. Thank you so much.
Good evening, good evening. Wow, already some great energy here tonight, so love to see that. I wish I had a song prepared for you guys, so kind of hard to follow up on. My name is Isaiah Brock, and I serve on the Commission on the Status of Black Males. Today, I'm honored to present the Be More Phenomenal Award. For this award, we highlight James Sanders, a true champion of change for the Black community here in Bloomington. Serving the city for over 14 years, James has dedicated his time to various local boards, including the Commission on the Status of Black Males and the Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Birthday Celebration Commission. James's commitment to racial equity and social justice has proven to be unwavering. Through various leadership roles, he tirelessly addresses systemic challenges facing Black individuals, from educational disparities to economic inequality. One of James's many notable efforts includes the organization of the annual Black Male Summit, uniting students for vital discussions with leaders across numerous verticals. This event fosters dialogue and mentorship, empowering young Black men to be successful leaders in not just today's society, but for years to come. So please join me in congratulating this year's Be More Phenomenal Award recipient, James Sanders.
Good evening, everyone. I think this moment would be easier if I had a song, maybe. Thank you. I appreciate receiving this award. I was always taught that it was good to be of service to someone other than yourself, and I've carried that on in my life. I'm very blessed to be involved in this community. I love this community. Ever since I moved here in about 2009, I think, which seems like a lifetime ago, it felt like I moved to the moon. So I'm from Memphis, Tennessee, and the city demographics are nothing like Bloomington. So to get more comfortable, I wanted to integrate myself into the community and do some things that were out of my comfort zone. And so through friends, I met people like McQueba and Beverly and Kristen Pretty. I was able to integrate myself into many different services and serving the city in a various amount of ways. And I'm thankful for the people who allowed me, who entrusted me with certain leadership abilities, and who allowed me to be exposed to all different types of opportunities. I would just like to say I'm a humble servant, and people don't have to be kind, people don't have to award you, but I am so grateful to be an asset to this community. And that's all I have. Thank you, thank you.
Good evening, buenas noches. I'm Marlo Liebel, Chair of the Commission of Hispanic and Latino Affairs. The Be More Bloomington Award is presented to an individual or group demonstrating excellence in response to the Latino community issues. Housing, homelessness, justice, and immigration are examples of these issues. Our 2024 recipients exemplify this spirit of excellence. Since its inception, volunteers at El Centro Comunal Latino have effectively worked to provide a safe space for Spanish-speaking families so that they can obtain information and access to community resources. The programs offered by El Centro include sharing knowledge on mental and physical health, food distribution programs, academic support for English as a second language students, family coping skills programs, clothing and furniture distribution, and help obtaining vital documents. Beyond these services, El Centro volunteers have created a space where Latinos find a sense of community in Bloomington through shared identity and culture. El premio Be More Bloomington se entrega a un individuo o grupo que demuestra excelencia en respuesta a los problemas de la comunidad latina. La vivienda, o mejor, la falta de vivienda, la justicia y inmigración son ejemplos de esos temas. Nuestros galardonados de 2024 ejemplifican ese espíritu de excelencia. Desde sus inicios, los voluntarios del Centro Comunal Latino han trabajado eficazmente para brindar un espacio seguro para las familias de habla hispana para que puedan obtener información confiable sobre recursos comunitarios. Los programas que ofrece el centro incluyen compartir conocimientos sobre salud física y mental, programas de distribución de alimentos, apoyo académico para estudiantes de inglés como segundo idioma, programas de habilidades para afrontar problemas familiares, distribución de ropa y muebles y ayudar para obtener documentos vitales. Más allá de estos servicios, los voluntarios del centro han creado un espacio donde latinos encuentran un sentido de comunidad en Bloomington a través de una identidad y cultura compartidas. Please help me to welcome and celebrate our 2024 Be More Bloomington Award recipients, el Centro Comunal Latino. Ayúdenme a dar la bienvenida y celebrar a nuestros ganadores del premio Be More Bloomington 2024, los voluntarios del Centro Comunal Latino. Thank you.
I'm too short for this. Okay, and everybody keeps on looking at me, so I guess I'm going to be the one saying something here. So there's a lot of familiar faces here. It's nice to see you all. Maquiva over there, and Beverly. So we're really happy to be here, and we are really thankful to the selection committee for recognizing us and the support that we try to give to the Latino community, which is being a nonprofit is kind of hard. So anything that has money in it and a word, we love it. Any donation, anything you can give us, we'll take it, because there are so many needs out there, and we certainly cannot cover everything. Yeah. So I'm not going to try to follow Sandra because you were too creative for us. We don't have songs or anything like that. But what we have is a big heart, and all of us are really committed to supporting and being there for the Latino community that has all these needs. And whatever we can do to contribute to that, we're there. We all have jobs, we all are busy, but we make time for it. And I think that's the beauty of it, because it's rewarding and you feel that you are contributing. So we just, I mean, this award means a lot, and we really are grateful. And if anybody else wants to give us donations, we'll take them as well. So thank you so much. Yeah.
This way? The money is over here. The money, it's here.
Hi, everybody. So my name is Darby Keller, and I am the program manager at Big Brothers Big Sisters of South Central Indiana. Tonight, I am pleased to be presenting the Be More Energized Award, which honors an individual under the age of 25. Youth volunteers represent an amazing promise by helping create a future of engaged adults. And furthermore, IU, Indiana University, student volunteers represent a vital resource, which many of our community nonprofits and agencies rely on. These volunteers help to ensure program needs are met, and they take away valuable training, skills, and life experiences, which they can offer future employers. This year's Be More Energized recipient, Shriram Srinivasan, is not only an excellent big for his Big Brothers Big Sisters mentee, but he is also an enthusiastic advocate for Big Brothers Big Sisters programming, both in the local community and on IU Bloomington's campus. Throughout Shriram's experience with the program and his outreach to his IU classmates and community, he has increased the number of male mentors interested in being matched with littles. Male mentors are the organization's biggest need currently, making Shriram's support an invaluable asset. Shriram helps college students who want to become bigs find a way to balance schoolwork and personal obligations with their role as a mentor to their little through his work with Big Brothers Big Sisters on their on-campus club, Big Brothers Big Sisters at IU. All of this he does on top of balancing his own personal, scholastic, work, and mentor obligations. So with that in mind, please put your hands together and welcome to the stage this year's Be More Energized recipient, Shriram Srinivasan.
Thank you for this award. It's a great honor and a pleasure to receive this. I love this city, I love Bloomington, and I love serving this community. I never expected to receive anything from it, and I didn't even know I was in the running for this award. I learned that my advisor, Darby, had nominated me for this award and wanted to keep it a surprise if I had won. So I'd like to thank her for nominating me and constantly supporting me throughout my entire time with Big Brothers Big Sisters. I've been with Big Brothers for almost 2 years now. I joined Big Brothers initially through the IU club from the recommendation of my brother, who was also a big mentor. And as we all know, getting the younger generation involved in mentoring is extremely important. Not that any of you guys are old, but I was your typical lazy college student. I was nervous about getting into mentoring and community service, and I was nervous if I would be any good at it. But becoming a big mentor has been one of the best decisions I could have made. I'm always so excited to meet with my little and just see him develop into a respectable young man over the years. Eventually, I became president of the IU Club, and I'd like to thank the previous president, Evelyn, for giving me that opportunity and advising me through this role. And while it can be challenging at times, managing my student life with my meetings, fundraising, and recruitment efforts, I've had great support around me, and they have given me the confidence and motivation to manage those challenges, and I could not be more grateful to them. So again, I'd like to thank Darby and Jennifer, my family, and all my friends at IU who have supported me all throughout this time, and I'd like to thank the City of Bloomington for this award. And now I would like to allow my nominator and advisor and friend Darby to say a few words.
Thank you. Round of applause, right? Well, as we look ahead for the rest of the year, we wanted to put a little plug for our call to action to you all. Our goal is to facilitate by the end of this year at least 100 more matches within the local community, connecting our eager youth with mentors who can guide and support them. Yet achieving this objective truly hinges on the dedication of our remarkable volunteers who we are seeing this evening and we are appreciating. For anyone who is intrigued by the idea of becoming a BIG, especially after hearing Sharam's story, I invite you to reach out. Come and find me. We're sitting up here in the front row. You can't miss me in this green shirt. But let's talk about what different programs fit best for you, your schedule, and your interest. If you know someone who might make a fantastic mentor, please don't hesitate to refer them to me or provide my information. I'd be happy to chat. And additionally, we are currently accepting mentors for both one-on-one matches, as well as couples who might be interested in working as a team to mentor a single child. Alternatively, you can explore more opportunities on our website. And remember, everyone, it really does take little to be big, and your involvement can truly make a difference in the lives of all of our local youth and children. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Sylvia McNair, a 2023 recipient of the Be More Impactful Award. I was nominated by the Monroe County Public Library's Vital program, where I have the great good fortune of tutoring English as a new language and adult literacy. Tonight, I'm pleased to be introducing the recipients for the 2024 Be More Impactful Awards. This year, we are honoring an individual and a group for their commitment to volunteering. Through her work providing fresh produce at the People's Cooperative Market, Lauren McAllister supports the health and welfare of people experiencing food insecurity while supporting the rights of diverse farmers. In 2023 alone, Lauren facilitated the delivery of $345,000 worth of organic food from BIPOC farmers, Black, Indigenous, and people of color. I should say so. The food was given to various organizations, including Mother Hubbard's Cupboard, Middle Way House, Bertha's Mission, Second Baptist Church, People's Open Pantry, and People's Cooperative Market's CSA boxes. Lauren, who believes food is a right, does all this while caring for her own farm and family and serving other local organizations. Let's honor this evening's Be More Impactful Volunteer of the Year Award recipient, Lauren McAllister, who is unable to be with us this year. I know. So her award is being accepted by Yvonne Hensley and Jada B.
Pardon the sunglasses, I'm having an eye thing right now.
Hi, everyone. My name is Yvonne Hensley, and this is Jada B. I am so sorry that Lauren couldn't be here. She is at a conference in Wisconsin at an indigenous reservation. So she is really, really sorry that she couldn't be here.
But it's very indicative, Lauren, whenever she's not working, she is working.
Yeah.
Trying to get 5 minutes with Lauren is a very difficult thing. So, because she's constantly working not only for People's Market, with People's Market, but she's also a doula. And so she spends a lot of time doing that. She's also a yoga instructor, so she spends a lot of time doing body work with people. So we personally are really grateful for knowing Lauren and for working with Lauren on a regular basis. I am one of the founders of People's Market along with Lauren. We're two of the original founders. Yvonne has come in this year as another member of our council. We want to tell you just sort of briefly what we do with People's Market. Yvonne, you want to go?
Yes, so People's Market has been just recently putting up a high tunnel, which is 90 by 30, so that it can help the people here in the community and our surrounding counties. What does that mean? Lauren, just this Saturday, her husband, her son, was putting rocks in our trench that our volunteers and her helped dig. I mean, this trench is about, I don't know, 10 feet along and about 3 feet down or more. And she did that on her personal time.
Yeah.
I helped her out, you know, and everybody and all our volunteers helped out put up this 90 by 30 high tunnel, you know, by hand.
Yeah. We want to also mention that, you know, we're an all-volunteer collective. Lauren is a volunteer for our organization. We started in 2019 as an answer to the city of Bloomington's farmers market that was found that there were white supremacists in the city of Bloomington's farmers market. There continues to be no policy against white supremacists in the city of Bloomington's farmers market. So People's Market is the answer to that. We're an intersectional anti-racist farmers market. Those words may be confusing for some of you. Basically, what we do is we focus on food justice through anti-racism and the intersection of that. Lauren, as much as myself and Yvonne, believe truly that the only way forward in our food systems is to make and create bigger space for BIPOC farmers in our community and everywhere else. Our food systems are severely damaged in Indiana. We have less than 2% topsoil due to predatory practices of big pharma, big farms, I should say. And so we are interested in regenerative farming as well. And so a lot of the work that we do with the farmers, a lot of the work that Lauren helps facilitate on a regular basis is that creating regenerative farming practices and then getting vegetables and food to people in need. The number of people that you see there that's just this past year. It doesn't hit the last several years since we started in 2019 of the food that Lauren personally is responsible for getting the grants. Much like Ms. Britton talking about her organization, there is not enough money in our community for the funding that is needed in our community, okay? Nonprofit organizations exist because there is a gap in governmental resources to feed, to house, to care for the people in our community. And so People's Market in particular is here to provide a food gap conversation and focus on that food justice. We also work with Black Lives Matter Bloomington to feed 13 Black families in our community every single week, and we have done that since our beginning in 2019 that Lauren helped facilitate. Lauren would like to say thank you to a few people.
Lauren wanted me to say thank you to her husband, Brett, her son, Jasper, who also Jasper comes to the market every Saturday. He is there helping, putting things in the bags, all the fresh produce. He helps get the tables ready for all our vendors. Jasper is there on site, and he is only 10. So he is phenomenal, okay?
He is learning about regenerative farming from his mother and father directly.
Yes. She also says thank you for both of us, but we are always next to her and by her side no matter what.
Yeah.
She also wanted to say thank you to all of our community members and our partners that have always been there alongside of us, and also to, the community members that have been there with us.
Supporting us from the beginning. We've had a lot of community members. In particular, I would have mentioned Bobby Overman as a long-term volunteer of our organization who's been there literally since day one, since we hit the ground running. We're very lucky and privileged to work in our current food systems in Bloomington, where there surprisingly, we do not live in a food desert. We actually live in a food oasis, but we live in food apartheid, meaning that food is segregated to those who can afford it in our town. And so we need to think more holistically about how we can feed everyone in Bloomington. There is a lot of need. The need has only grown since we started in 2019. And in fact, the pandemic exacerbated the already existing problem with food in our community. Our high tunnel is meant to help bridge that gap. Lauren was vital in getting that communication with SCAP to get that high tunnel together for us. And we also want to thank, she also would like us to thank the First United Church, which is our home basis. Though we're not affiliated with them religiously, we're affiliated with them ideologically through helping the community and feeding the community. So we're every Saturday from 9 a.m. to 1. Please come and see us at First United Church. This weekend we have a weekend off, but next weekend we'll be there strong. Thank you.
The women of the Thriving Connections Talking About Change use their own stories and dedicate their time and resources to teach local organizations how to best support and champion people of color who are living in poverty. These organizations include the Boys and Girls Club, the United Way, Indiana Youth Institute, and the MCCSC Advisory Group. Despite busy lives raising their families, working full-time jobs, navigating spousal relationships, and healing from their own experiences of poverty and trauma, the women of the Talking About Change Advisory Group continue to give selflessly of their time and talent in order to realize their vision for a better Bloomington. Please welcome to the stage our Be More Impactful Volunteer Group of the Year, the SCCAP, Thriving Connections, Talking About Change Advisory Group.
Hello, my name is Keisha. I've been a part of, it started off as Circles, but then graduated to Thriving Connections. I've been a part for 12 years. I learned about the SCAP. I went to the SCAP office to get help with my electricity bill, and then I found out about Circles, and I met some wonderful people who I wouldn't have met any other way. Sorry, I'm nervous. When me and Asia was doing the George Floyd incident, We had some people in our community that didn't know what All Lives Matter meant or what Black Lives Matter meant. So Asia and I went to Katie and Linda and we talked about, hey, this is kind of hurting our feelings, so what can we do about it? And we were challenged to figure out what we wanted to do about it. So we decided to create a committee called Talking About Change.
I joined Thriving Connections about 7 years ago at a time when I was struggling with social anxiety along with a lot of other diagnoses. Life had turned me into a shell of who I had once been, and I was determined to show my children just more. TC has become our community, our friends, our family. It's where I'm empowered to do things, where my voice matters, my ideas are nurtured, and my efforts are appreciated and supported. Talking About Change came about at a time where Keisha and I felt that communication was the key to calming down the emotions of our community. Our group is simply about having the difficult conversations in love. I would like to thank the people that make that possible. First, thanks to SCAP and our executive director, Eddie Rue, for supporting our community. It's not always easy to pull quantitative data from our work, so it's very important that they are so understanding the importance of our work. Our community partners, thank you for understanding the importance of having people with lived experiences at your tables. Linda Patton, she's truly one of the most impactful people in my world. I'd like to thank her for pushing me personally and professionally, for understanding that she couldn't understand fully, but still being there in full support always. It was Linda, as the Thriving Connections coordinator, that we went to with our idea about a conversation, and now so many conversations later, we are here. Dr. Marissa Murray has been very impactful and always volunteered to step up to educate our community. I'd like to thank the City of Bloomington Volunteer Network for this recognition. Being mentioned amongst tonight's other recipients is a huge honor and means more to us than you know. The fight against poverty also comes with a stigma. TAC members often find themselves in places we aren't expected, but we never show up alone. I'd like to thank each and every TC community member and staff that has shown up for us, for taking the empowerment we found in the safety of our small community out into the larger community, for those participating in the conversations and those there to support. We believe that talking about change has the power to create change. I'd like to challenge every community group, present and not present, to make sure that you are hearing from those with lived experiences. By listening to those voices, I promise that your work will be more efficient, more effective, and more impactful. Thank you.
Hold on, Asia.
So I'm just going to put this little plug in. Thriving Connection is a great community full of amazing people. We are looking for allies. So if you would like to be an ally, a community ally, or even come and get on a ship, you know, as a captain, please refer to SCAP, SCCAP.org, or is it NSCAP? Get with us before you leave if you're interested. Thank you.
Nope, that's all them.
Good evening. I'm Randy Rogers. I'm the president and CEO of United Way of South Central Indiana, and I'm honored to be here this evening to present the Be More Dedicated Award. As we have heard tonight, volunteering comes in all different sizes. Many volunteers assist local organizations that we've heard countless stories of this evening. With their annual events, their singing, their joy, their programs, while providing others ongoing services. And those volunteers are essential to these organizations. We heard about Jasper at age 10, and it just goes on and on and on. The Be More Dedicated Award is presented to an individual or a couple over the age of 60 for their lifetime of service within the community. This year's recipient has selflessly contributed 53 years of service in Bloomington and Monroe County. I'm going to say that again, 53 years of service in Bloomington and Monroe County. And I think we've heard countless times this evening of so much unjust in this world. To have somebody who has dedicated their time to one community for 53 years is pretty amazing. The last 10 of these years have been spent supporting the efforts of Wheeler Mission here in Bloomington. Philip Trimble has dedicated over 2,400 hours of service to Wheeler Mission. He provides his time and talents every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, serving lunch to Wheeler's patrons. His consistent presence in the Wheeler Mission kitchen has provided a wealth of institutional knowledge to new food service managers who have transitioned in and out of Phil's tenure. Over the decade he has dedicated to Wheeler, Phil has gone beyond his primary role and offered mentorship, skills training, and emotional support to many of the mission's patrons, allowing them to transition into stable work and even start up their own businesses. As I read through his application that was presented, it struck me that it was all about relationships. And I think we've heard that time and time again, that relationships are really the key. And for somebody to do it for 53 years, for somebody to do it for 10 years for one organization is truly a tribute. It is my honor to present this year's Be More Dedicated Lifetime Achievement Award to Philip Trimble. I welcome you to the stage, Philip.
Well, good evening, everyone. I'm Dana Jones. I'm the Director of Community Engagement Services at Wheeler Mission Bloomington, and I'm standing by a person who I admire highly. And I'm just honored to be in his presence today and to be a part of this award. Phil asked me to speak tonight in his behalf, and I'll talk a little bit about that in a moment. But I do want to thank the City of Bloomington and the Community Foundation and all the others who made this event possible. It's our first time to be here tonight at the Be More Awards, so we're just grateful to be a part of such a wonderful, wonderful opportunity to just honor the volunteers in our community. Wheeler Mission Bloomington is our community's largest shelter, providing critical needed goods and services to those experiencing homelessness, the poor and the needy of Indiana without regard to race, color, sexual orientation, creed, national origin, or religion. Each day, we provide low-barrier shelter to our friends and neighbors experiencing homelessness at our 80-bed Emergency Sheltering Services facility, which can, during inclement weather, overflow to hold up to 104 men. Last year, we sheltered 716 men, averaging 86 men nightly. Not only do we provide shelter, but since our guests do not have places to go during the day, our day room is open to the public 7 days a week from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m., providing clothing, showers, toiletry, computer, printer, and Wi-Fi access, television viewing, and access to case management. Our case management team, working collaboratively with many other service providers, help our guests address barriers to health care, mental health care, employment, and housing, and is the goal to not only ensure guests are housed, but that the tools are available to remain stably housed. At our Center for Men, we offer holistic, life-transforming residential programs for men, focusing on improving lives intellectually, emotionally, socially, physically, and spiritually. These programs provide life skills, daily disciplines, work readiness, interpersonal skills development, and opportunities to explore faith in God, thereby empowering each man to achieve their personal goal of success and reducing recidivism. However, it is our kitchen and cafeteria in which much of our hospitality is on display. Our cafeteria, which is open to the public, providing 3 meals a day, 365 days a year, and serves around 200 to 300 meals per day, averaging 70,000 to 80,000 meals per year. And it is here, a decade ago, that Phil Trimble came to our door, seeking something to do.
Yeah, but it made it work.
That's right. And in his words, in his retirement, he said that retirement is driving him nuts.
That's right.
And he wanted something to do, and not only something to do, but something meaningful to do, and something that would help people.
Amen.
And as he and I were reminiscing, we recalled after him checking out our facility, he came to my office and asked how he could help. Well, if I recall right, I asked Phil what he had done in his past, which gave him a little of a history of owning his car. He gave me a little history of his owning a car business, his marriage, his children, his service in his church, and other portions of the community. And I remember thinking to myself, what am I going to do with a used car dealer? However, after talking with Phil, it became pretty apparent that he could talk the paint off the wall. That's right.
Whatever you think.
So it was really surprising to me when he asked me to speak in his stead tonight. But the only position I had available at the time was helping prep meals in our kitchen, and he very humbly accepted that opportunity. Humility is probably one of Phil's, and I'm really going to have a hard time going through this tonight. Humility is probably one of Phil's greatest attributes. Even though he was successful in business, he never saw himself too big to prep salads, make sandwiches, or fill trays for hundreds of hungry souls coming through our meal lines each day. Phil has done all this with joy, and along the way, his joy has been contagious, as he has not only served meals to hundreds of men, but he has also become a mentor, a confidant, a counselor, an encourager, a surrogate father to many, and a friend. His persistent desire to serve, his joy, his understanding, and compassion has set an example to many hurting souls who have found themselves staying at the shelter. There have been many times, Brother Phil, as he is affectionately called by our guests, from his post in the kitchen, has spent hours patiently talking and listening to men, just showing them love and kindness, which have been the encouragement needed to overcome a moment of despair, and on some occasions, even relapse. Be More Dedicated is an award that cannot be more appropriate for this man. For Phil has, through many a hardship in his life, remained faithful to serve multiple days each week, showing up at 11 a.m. on the dot to fulfill his time. Even during COVID, I had to throw him out of the facility many times in concern for his own health. I think one of the greatest examples of his dedication came upon the death of his dear wife, Beulah. Many of our men went to the funeral to express their condolences. But it was Phil who returned to his post in the kitchen just a few days later. And upon his return, he turned his grief to service, exhibiting his great faith in God and setting an example for others on how to handle adversity in life. Phil wanted me to share a guiding principle in his life, one that keeps him motivated and walking in service. It is a verse from the Bible that he truly loves. That states, "A new command I give you, love one another. As I have loved you, so you must love one another. By this everyone will know that you are my disciple if you love one another." Phil has certainly modeled love to hundreds of men over his decade of service at the shelter. I too have turned to him for counsel in tough days, knowing I would be met with love and understanding. He is a gem, a true asset to all that we do at Wheeler Mission Bloomington and in our community. He provides an ear to those who need to be heard, a shoulder to those who need to be comforted, and I am grateful that our community has taken this opportunity to recognize his great service to our at-risk population in Bloomington. Thank you, Phil.
Oh my goodness, I get to follow that up. That is amazing. That is inspiring right there. Thank you, Phil. Wow. Hello, my name is Marcus Whited. I am the program director at the Community Foundation of Bloomington and Monroe County. And I just want to say on behalf of the Community Foundation, this is why we love this event. This is why we love to be a part of it. We're thankful for the city to be a part of this. It's so incredibly inspiring. It's one of my favorite nights of the year, and you guys got to see why. So every year, selecting the recipients for these Be More Awards is, to say the least, it is a challenge. It's almost an impossible challenge. You know, the committee, we get dozens and dozens. We get all kinds of examples like you've heard tonight, and it's almost impossible to select the recipients. The nominees represent amazing individuals and groups who choose to pour their soul into doing everything they can to make a difference in this community. This year, the selection committee was particularly impressed with the very, very large group of group nominations. There were many, there were dozens of group nominations. And so we decided as a committee to spotlight these groups' efforts by presenting a special group award this evening. The Indiana Recovery Alliance provides compassionate, needs-based services to local people who are experiencing homelessness and are using drugs. These volunteers pick up used syringes, they connect clients to treatment and testing services, they educate about safe use, they provide supplies that prevent the spread of disease, they offer an enormous amount of social support to folks who are looking to make positive change in their life. The work of the IRA volunteers helps in a profound and very compassionate way to address the housing and the drug crisis we're currently experiencing in our community. I had a chance to say hello to some of the IRA volunteers earlier before tonight's program, and they're just amazing people. So with that, it is my honor to recognize and present tonight's final award, the Special Group Recognition Award, to the volunteers of the Indiana Recovery Alliance. Come on up.
Did you have something to say? Did you want to speak? No. No? Okay. I was just making sure before I got started. Okay. Hi, I'm Jennifer Lady, and I'm a volunteer at the Indiana Recovery Alliance. I want to say thank you on behalf of all the volunteers at the IRA. It is a great honor to be recognized by the community for such important work that too often is misunderstood. I was asked to say a few words about what the IRA does, what volunteering at the IRA means to me, and why the work is important for the community. I will start with quoting the Indiana Recovery Alliance mission statement. Our mission is to shift resources and power to people who use drugs and reduce both individual and structural harm caused by racialized drug policy through direct action and advocacy. What this essentially means is we meet the drug user where they're at, without judgment. We have to keep in mind when we're doing outreach that the interaction they have with us at that time may be the only positivity they experience that day. We all work from a place of compassion, and we use the small amount of time we have with that individual to offer services available in the community and education on how to use naloxone to save a life from overdose, and clean supplies to lower the risk of spreading HIV and hepatitis C, as well offer testing to individuals and set them up with life-saving medicine if needed. What this means for me as a volunteer is that I get to be a small part of an effort to end the war on drugs that has plagued this country, perpetuating systemic racism and costing society $51 billion a year. I also get to be a part of the solution, reducing harm by saving lives, reversing overdose, and reducing the spread of life-threatening viruses, both through education and offering life-saving medicine. This is important for the community because it's compassionate human care for a vulnerable part of our community. That is stigmatized from society. The IRA reduces harm in our community. Thank you.
Before we close out, I wanted to just take a moment. This is Beverly Callender Anderson's last Bloomington Volunteer Network Be More Awards as our director of CFRD, but we hope to see you, maybe on the recipient end after you take a break, BCA. Can we please give a big thank you to Beverly for all of her work for the city? Happy retirement, Beverly. We know that you're going to go out with a bang, and we look forward to maintaining contact with you.
So I'm Michelle Moss. I'm the Bloomington Volunteer Network Coordinator. I just wanted to say thank you all for coming out this evening. It's just a wonderful opportunity to see all of the hard effort and work that goes in behind the scenes every single day in Bloomington. So thank you very much for coming out. I would like to say a special thanks to our sponsors again, Community and Family Resources Department in Beverly. We've got Community Foundation of Bloomington and Monroe County. We have, now I'm nervous, IU Credit Union, United Way of South Central Indiana, WTIU Public Television. I would also like to say thank you very much for CATS, Community Access Television, for coming out and filming this evening. You can go to the CATS website after tonight and view their video archive of tonight's event in case you had family or friends who were not here and you'd like to access that later. I also would like to say thank you to Samantha McGranahan, who has set up the photo booth out in the front. She is with Unveiled, and it is a self-guided photo booth, so if you feel festive now and you want to go out on your way out, snap some photos. But thank you again for coming. It is my pleasure to work with a lot of you, and I hope that I will continue to work with you all going forward. Thank you.